Beneath the surface of our world lies a hidden frontier, a realm untouched by sunlight and guarded by walls of stone older than time itself. It is a place where beauty and danger intertwine, where shimmering underwater passages beckon the brave and the reckless alike. For some, the lure of these hidden worlds is irresistible, the promise of discovery, the thrill of charting the unknown. But in the deepest shadows of the earth, mistakes are rarely forgiven, and nature's grip is absolute. Today, we journey into 3 tales of courage, obsession, and loss, 3 cave expeditions where skill and preparation met the unforgiving hand of fate. These are not legends or myths. They are real stories, lived by real people whose names echo in the silent chambers of the earth. And in each of these stories, one thing becomes clear. The deeper you go, the less room there is for error. Plura Cave Tragedy, Norway, 2014. Plura Cave is no ordinary cave. It is one of Europe's deepest underwater systems, a labyrinth of flooded tunnels carved through the Norwegian mountains. Its passages are cold, narrow, and unrelenting, demanding skill, preparation, and absolute focus from anyone who dares to enter. On a frigid February day in 2014, a team of 5 Finnish divers descended into its black depths, each of them experienced, each aware of the dangers. Their goal was ambitious: to navigate a submerged route connecting Plura Cave to another distant opening known as Steinuglefloget, a journey that would test even the most seasoned divers. For the first part of the dive, everything went according to plan. Lights cutting through the icy water, bubbles rising slowly toward the ceiling of rock. But deep in the system, in a section known for its tight restrictions and silt-heavy floor, disaster struck. 2 of the divers, Jari Hotarinen and diver Olavi Lakas, became separated from the rest of the team in a treacherous passage. Visibility dropped to nearly zero as fine particles of silt filled the water, turning the world into a suffocating black cloud. In the confusion, one diver's breathing rate increased, draining his gas supply faster than planned, while the other fought to navigate in total darkness. Within moments, the margin for survival vanished. Both men perished in the depths, their bodies coming to rest over 100 meters inside the submerged tunnels. The surviving divers were forced to make a heartbreaking decision: continue the dive to safety, knowing their friends were lost, or risk their own lives attempting a recovery in impossible conditions. They chose to live, but leaving the bodies behind was a decision that would haunt them forever. When Norwegian authorities assessed the danger, they declared that a recovery would be too risky, that the bodies would remain in the cave. But the friends of the lost men were not willing to accept that. Months later, in a daring and unprecedented mission, a small team of volunteer divers returned to Plura Cave, armed with specialized equipment and a plan that pushed the limits of human endurance. For hours, they navigated the frigid darkness, each move calculated, each breath a reminder of the thin line between success and joining the dead. And against all odds, they brought their friends home. The Plura Cave tragedy remains a sobering reminder that even the most skilled divers are not immune to the silent dangers of the deep, and that in the underwater darkness, heroism and loss often walk hand in hand. Mossdale Caverns disaster, England, 1967. In the rolling hills of North Yorkshire, England, lies the entrance to Mossdale Caverns, an unassuming opening that leads to one of the most extensive and treacherous cave systems in the country. Mossdale is known for its beauty, but also for its unpredictability: narrow crawls, flooded sumps, and passages that can turn deadly with the first sign of rain. On June 24, 1967, a group of 10 young cavers, most of them in their 20s, set out to explore the system under clear skies. They had been there before, confident, familiar with the twisting network that lay beneath the surface. For hours they pushed deeper, moving through cramped crawls and low, wet tunnels until they reached a section called Far Marathon Passage. It was there, as they prepared to turn back, that the first raindrops began to fall on the hills above. What began as a light drizzle quickly turned into a relentless downpour. Mossdale is notorious for its flash flooding, the limestone channels funneling rainwater into the system with terrifying speed. Within minutes, the passages the group had used to enter began to fill with churning, icy water. The group split, 4 managed to scramble ahead of the rising flood, forcing their way through constricted passages until they emerged, gasping, into the open air. But 6 were trapped deep inside. Rescuers worked through the night, fighting their way against the flood in the hope that pockets of air might have kept the others alive. The water was bitterly cold, the current strong, and every passage seemed to lead to another choke point where the rescue could go no further. By the next day, hope had faded. The flooded sections were too dangerous to navigate, and the trapped cavers were beyond reach. The decision was made to call off the rescue and seal the entrance, entombing the bodies inside the hill forever. Today, the Mossdale Caverns remain closed, the story of that day etched into the history of British caving as its deadliest disaster. And while the hillside may appear peaceful, beneath it lies a silent reminder of how quickly the earth can turn from playground to grave. The Blue Hole, Dahab, Egypt. Off the coast of the Red Sea, near the small Egyptian town of Dahab, lies a natural wonder that has become infamous among divers worldwide. It is called the Blue Hole, a perfect circle of deep sapphire water that drops to over 100 meters, surrounded by coral walls and the shimmer of tropical light. From the surface it appears serene, inviting, but beneath the waves, it hides one of the deadliest traps in diving history. The Blue Hole has claimed the lives of more than 150 divers, earning it the grim nickname, the Divers' Cemetery. The most dangerous feature is a submerged tunnel known as the Arch, a horizontal passage that connects the Blue Hole to the open sea at a depth of around 55 meters. For experienced divers, the Arch is a test of skill and nerve, a siren call that has lured countless into its depths. In 2000, a young Russian-Israeli diver named Yuri Lipsky descended into the Blue Hole, camera mounted to his helmet to capture the experience. It is believed he intended to film his dive through the Arch, but something went terribly wrong. Video recovered later shows Lipsky descending far beyond safe recreational limits, the sunlight fading to darkness as nitrogen narcosis clouded his mind. His buoyancy became uncontrolled, and he sank rapidly to the sandy floor over 90 meters down. At that depth, the human body is under immense pressure, and without proper preparation, the brain becomes slow, confused, and unable to act. On the video, his movements grow frantic, then disoriented, until finally the camera lies still. The footage became infamous in diving circles, a haunting reminder of how quickly a dive can spiral into tragedy. To this day, divers still attempt the Arch, some succeeding, others joining the long list of names memorialized on a stone plaque near the shore. The Blue Hole remains as beautiful as it is deadly, a place where the sea tempts with promises of adventure, but demands absolute respect. Caves, whether carved by water, stone, or coral, are among the last truly unexplored places on Earth. They inspire awe, challenge our limits, and remind us of the vast, unseen world that exists beneath our feet. But as these stories show, beauty and danger often share the same space, and the deeper we go, the more fragile our hold on life becomes. In the darkness below, there are no second chances. Every breath, every step, every decision matters. And for those who venture into these hidden realms, the risk is not just getting lost in the passages, it's that the earth may decide to keep you there forever.